Yeah, Rek'Sai top.
Yeah,
Rek'Sai top.
that's the most likely outcome here. Yeah.
Which we've seen a decent bit. Broken Blade played it, some other people have played it.
It does get to the point where she just ends up being so tanky in teamfights, is just constantly unburrowing and kind of CCing you. Can be.
The last one was back in 2022, so a long time ago, with TL pulling off that reverse sweep against CLG. So it has been years since we have had one, and I just cannot overstate enough. If this was to be the matchup in which you have a reverse sweep, it could not be more shocking.
Yeah, it would be the biggest upset that we've ever had here in North America. That's for certain. As C9 are just going to continue trying to steal away resources here in the top side jungle. Blabber using the speed clearing power of that Zyra. He is level 6. He does have the Strangle Thorns. And now DSG are going to have to be careful here. Sven gets a root onto Rahel, and now Vulcan goes in for the dive. Tons of damage back into Vulcan, though, with the turret. As C9 botched the dive, and they nearly lose 2. Loki's coming up to finish the job. Lightning Crash gets them both down to about 100 HP. The turret's not going to finish anybody off just yet, but XU sure will. It's a double. They're fighting the grubs, so it's going to be an early first couple of grubs here for Disguised as XU turns his attention back over to the fight. C9 lock up a couple, but it's Disguised knocking them down. Only the one grub claim so far, though, as Huhi and Darkwings are very low on HP, and Loki's about to get paid again. Kill credit goes over to Sven instead, as Rahel now making his way down to the fight. 2 grubs for the side of Disguised. That last one does not go their way.
He could have potentially chased for a lot more.
Ooh, but now Sven's in some danger. He tries to flash away, but
in a groove, and again, this is another early game that is going in their favor.
Okay, Vulcan now gets caught out by the grand entrance. Rahel and Darkwings ready to provide some follow-up damage. Make it rain, it's bullet time. Vulcan drops, and Darkwings.
I mean, Darkwings got a very early tier. You know, he's been stacking that up. And we'll see where he wants to go from here.
Okay, Vulcan leading the charge, goes in for the Zenith Blade, follows it up with a Solar Flare, but where's the rest of the team? Where's the damage? C9 looking to send it after Huhi and Castle, but they don't have the follow-up. Rahel now stepping forward, Blabber gets charmed up, XU's there with a bullet time flying over the top, but again, they don't have enough damage to guarantee a kill. Stun up on Vulcan, Darkwings is gonna get taken down, big mistake coming out of him, but now Castle's ready to follow it up here with a Mega Gnar. More damage goes in on Sven, and he drops. Castle needs one more hit on Vulcan, but he can't quite get it until he hits him with the rock. Loki's still fighting back, trying to save the day for C9. Rahel falls next. Double kill back over to the Zeri. DSG, it's a triple for Zeri. Make it a quadra. Loki, at their darkest hour, will not let C9 fall.
We talked about Loki bailing them out early, got him into a great position. This Zeri
over-engaged. So that is the difficulty that they're really going to be facing here. But if you get that snap engage from Huhi, as we've already seen save some games earlier in the series, they could still win.
Okay, Rahel making his way over to the top side river as Huhi, Castle, and XU were thinking about starting up that Herald. They started up a little bit, but C9 immediately ready to respond. Blabber's Zyra does tons of damage to these neutral objectives very, very quickly, as the tier 1 turret in the bottom lane is going to be claimed by Darkwings. Now, he has a teleport that he can join up for a Herald fight if he wants to, but it's important to also note that his mana bar is very low. Only about 1/3 still left on that right now, so Disguised, they're going to decide, hey, that's fine. We'll take the immediate money of the tier 1 turret down there in that bottom side. They already had Feet of Warfare.
Really just emphasize, set him up for success. Nothing else really much matters for Cloud9 right now.
Ooh, and there's the Lightning Crash. Loki is on the hunt and Castle is on the run. He's still got his flash and he has to use it just to try to survive, but he still might not do it as the Dawning Shadow is not even required.
Certain champions dominate a team fight like that, get a quadra, get a penta, and you just get that feeling in your stomach that like, the game is already over, right? And Zeri is at the top of that list when she is strong, and so much safety with the E over walls as long as you're positioning well.
Yeah, and with the Hexblade, like, it adds further agency to her where she can take care of herself. Nice Herald drop in this mid lane from C9 to clean up that tier 1 turret. Should give them easy access to this Drake. And now we'll just see if DSG want to contest.
Yeah, DSG are moving in. XU just immediately drops the Cataclysm and has to try to back away as Rahel is interrupted in his bullet time, and now DSG's attempt does not have the results they're looking for. Thanatos teleports in, ready to create a little bit of extra space if they need. Castle's already back in Mininar, though. DSG, they spent a lot there, and they didn't get a whole lot for it. Vulcan's low, but he's the only one. Everybody else on C9 still feels fine. Loki's still at 80% HP, and Disguised are still hanging around the area. They still want to contest for this Drake. XU XU moves up, Drake at about half HP, Thanatos wrapping around on the side, and Castle still mini-gnar. Thanatos finds his way over Rahel, and now C9 are trying to find the engage. Already a godlike spree for Loki, and Disguised are thoroughly crushed. Castle and XU still trying to get away. Thanatos isn't worried about it. Castle wants to try to get a hero play, and XU gets a shutdown. They finally get the Zeri, but they're gonna lose the entire team as the cost. XU wants a little more damage on Sven, but he can't find it. A double kill for Thanatos' Rek'Sai. The Zeri mission was accomplished, but at incredibly great cost, as C9 will ace Disguised and take the C9 deciding to start up the objective. DSG ready to answer. C9 not trying to burn this down super quickly, as there the Solar Flare hits Dark Wings, but a nice Mikhail's going to keep him safe from that one. Castle with Mega Gnar, XU also approaching from the bottom side river, but C9 have disengaged from the objective. They do not want to throw at this Otacon, as the plants are going to keep getting spammed there by Blabber. Just try to harass DSG as much as you can. Castle's back into mini-gnar though, and that's a very good sign for C9. That Zap Laser just chunked out 30% of Huhi's health bar just on its own. The Zeri is still priority #1 for everybody on DSG, and this poke is not making the job any easier. Castle's trying to create a little bit of distance between himself and Thanatos, but this Rek'Sai is so obnoxious on the front line, creating so much space. DSG feel like it's so impossible to approach this. The Otacon now once again started up by the side of C9. Castle's trying to use the red buff to stack his rage bar so he can come over and be effective in the fight. Blast Cone also available for him. DSG still watching C9 work on this. They've got the Otacon down to 1/3 HP, and now DSG's going in, but already things have gone sour. Rahel is down, so is Huhi. DSG, they tried to go in, but they couldn't find their moment. Castle and XU are still alive. Blabber might be dead, but there's still so much left on the side of C9. XU stepping forward. He wants to take the Otacon away, but the Zenith Blade from Vulcan finds him instead. Now the full ace is going to come through again. And with everybody in DSG colors on the floor, C9 is free.
This monumental upset of pulling off this reverse sweep are slipping away very, very quickly. They have got to find a way.
It's also going to be really difficult just with this composition that DSG is running, right? Like, we kind of saw how it could
to win in this game, but there's the Scryer trinket. It's going to see what's going on over here as C9 make their approach. The Baron not low enough to try to finish this off. There's no Mega Gnar on Castle here as XU jumps in with a Cataclysm, tries to get right back out. Loki's already going to kill him, and the fight's over before it's even really begun. They lock up and beat down the entirety of DSG, and nobody on Cloud9 loses their own life. It's only Huhi left alive, barely hobbling away, and C9's just marching it down mid lane. XU's not going to be alive for another 25 seconds, and everybody else is trailing another 10 or 15 seconds behind that. C9, they don't even need the Infernal Soul. They want to end this series right here.
Yeah, they're going to barrel down mid on the back of this Loki Zyra, which we were wondering how it would do. C9 had faith in this composition, and now they're going to take the game.
Nexus turrets will not stand any further. C9 were pushed to the brink, to the absolute limit, but they will halt this reverse sweep in progress. They will secure the Game 5 win, and they will stay alive in the lower bracket.
By the skin